I wanted to touch on healing parental and ancestral trauma. And I also wanted to include some information on doing that with Magick and my perspectives on it. First things first, parental trauma, ancestral trauma, generational trauma all come from that same tree of family trauma. Um, Trauma from your siblings, that falls under the branch too. This is important to address because the trauma you face can sculpt and warp the way you allow things to unfold in life and your perception of things that have happened in life. You are not responsible for what's happened to you, but you are responsible for doing the work to keep yourself from being stunted emotionally, spiritually, financially, and otherwise from the trauma you've been through. So, magically speaking, getting to the point, if you don't believe in magic or you're very religious, your prayer is the most effective form of magic. Even if you don't believe in prayer or religion, your intention is the most important form of magic. Your intention comes from the soul, it comes from the heart, it comes from deep within, and it makes sense um, for your goals and your desires. Your intention for something different, your intention to heal, your intention to do better, that's going to carry you far. Next, forgiveness work. This is the work that most people don't want to talk about and don't want to do. But after doing a bit of exploration, I've realized that when you are ready to forgive somebody or willing to be ready to forgive, it frees up space in your energy to receive more. You start to receive so much more and from so many different sources that you start to detach from the trauma and the stuff that other people have done to you because you also evolve and mature spiritually to understand that that person is broken. They may be a walking, functional, regular person to most people, but whether that's a parent, a sibling, or some other kind of relative, there's something about you that brings out that broken part of them or that unhealed shadow part of them. And until they're ready to fix it or deal with it, all you have to do is accept them for who they are and move accordingly. That might mean giving yourself space from them. That might mean seeing them for who they are. That might mean respecting them from a distance, loving them from a distance. That might mean completely cutting them off and just banishing them from your interactions. You don't need to deal with anybody that disturbs your peace of mind. At the same time, you won't be so attached to the trauma that comes with them because you'll truly see, oh, you're just a man. You're just a woman. You're just a little broken. That's not my problem, but I wish you the best. So forgiveness, ho'oponopono, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. You can look at the person you're willing to forgive's photo for 5 minutes and just say those 4 phrases over and over. You can also say, I forgive you, if please forgive me is just not in your vocabulary when it comes to them. Spiritual baths. My favorite spiritual bath for clearing trauma, especially trauma that comes with a cord or a deep soul wound, is a black walnut bath. There are many ways to do them on the internet or online or through other people. My favorite is a quarter cup of black walnut hull with a lot of water and a good amount of salt, usually pink Himalayan, Epsom, or some other type of strong sea salt, and let that simmer in the crock pot for several hours, and then strain it, pour it in the bathtub. And some people have a ritual. My ritual is just sit there and let that stuff soak off your body. Um, Air dry if you can. And I find that repeated walnut baths actually are best. The first walnut bath may really feel purifying, But the baths that actually have longer results usually come in succession. I'm not saying to do 2, 3, 4 baths in a row. You can, but maybe black walnut baths monthly or weekly definitely helps clear the attachment that you have, not only to parents, not only to siblings, but to anybody. It is a soul tie, cord cutter, fire starter. It'll cut the cords and the attachments that are not serving you. But if somebody belongs in your life or you're cool with them, trust me, it'll just refresh the energy between you two. Things honestly can improve with the right people. So there's that. If you can't do black walnuts, I suggest, because of tree nut allergies or something like that, rock rose. It is great for transforming deep emotional wounds, healing deep grief, transforming the darkness that you're feeling into something that you can deal with, helping you move forward. You can add supportive herbs like red clover blossom, lady's mantle, colt's foot, life everlasting, hyssop, dittany of Crete, rosemary, lemon balm. You have to mix and match what works for you and do your own research. And if you're not exactly sure what to use, look up any flower essence website and look up keywords for what you want to take care of. Or search things like flower essence for depression, flower essence for abuse, flower essence for trauma. And you'll start to find herbs and plants that actually resonate with the energy of cleansing the wounds that you're dealing with. Use what you're called to, experiment and explore, and you do the rest. Leading to that, flower essences and tinctures. The herbs that we bathe in, the herbs that we use for aromatherapy, the herbs that we make candles and pretty scents out of, a lot of them have holistic properties. Some of these properties can assist with the mundane work, such as therapy, and whatever else you need to get things in order if you've been going through trauma. But taking those things and consuming them can also help cleanse you from the inside out with those properties as well. I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. I'm saying this very clearly to you. But if you know, you know. And if you're doing the work and just need to add to what you're doing, flower essences can also help in alignment with spiritual baths and spiritual soaps made with the oils that contain those desired essences as well. What else are there? Candle magic. You can do candle magic on your own. Use colors for symbols: white for general health and healing, red for blood, yellow, I think it's for melancholic type things and emotional states. Blue to ward off anything trying to come at you, and to enhance and boost health and healing. Green for muscles and stuff like that. And purple also in general, I think, is the color that's used for healing. Either way, if you can use those general candles, you can inscribe your name and those that you want to heal's names as well. Each person gets their own candle. You can do rituals with that. You can also, if you work with goetic spirits, you can use the goetic sigils of specific spirits to appeal to them to help you with different aspects of trauma and healing. There are goetic spirits that help with chronic pain. There are goetic spirits that help with glamour. There are spirits that help with actual health and healing, and also double up to help with emotional health, emotional healing, mental health and healing, and just helping you get stability and control. Some of the preferred demons, in my opinion, to work with for these things: Roanoke, Baphomet, Beelzebub, Lilith, Marvis, Stolus, Marcosius, Marax. These are spirits that I would highly recommend for different aspects of health and healing, including mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, and actual physical health. Check out Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life. I believe this woman is resting in peace at the moment, but her audiobook is on Amazon as well as on YouTube because people have put it out there. And her information is great supplemental holistic information if you're ready to see how the emotional states and the trauma you've dealt with, face, and hold on to correlate to the actual discomfort that you feel in your body that is causing chronic pain and illness that may be impacting your life. Um, Juicing. We kind of touched on this with flower essences, but you are what you eat. Juicing, smoothies, eating a cleaner diet, dropping the stuff that's honestly processed and not working for you. It allows your body to detox from chemicals and crap that you don't need, and honestly helps your brain think clearer and faster, and it helps you process and remove some things. Fasting. I actually prefer talking about fasting in a manifesting state, but if you want a good reason to clear trauma, clearing trauma actually helps you clear blocks against manifestations. Once you open your heart, once you open your mind, once you open your energy and your frequency and free it of the stuff that's been holding it down, you can actually achieve things that you didn't know were possible, and it's actually mind-blowing. With that being said, fasting is not something that you should take lightly. If fasting for food is not your thing, fast from smoking, fast from drinking, fast from sexual activity, fast from talking to people and wasting their time or having your time wasted, fast from procrastination. Dedicate yourself to abstaining from a vice or potential addiction for up to 3 days. Not because you can't do it, and you need to prove to yourself that you can't do it, but because your sacrifice of that behavior is actually showing the universe that you're not doing what you usually do, and you're actually doing something different, and you're actually signaling that you're aware that you want to clear something that you're having a tough time working through on your own, and you want the Most High or whatever you believe in, even if it's just your higher self, to give you divine and spiritual intervention to change that thing so that you can improve your outcome. You can fast for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 7 days. You can fast for weeks or months. You can even do a water fast. I am not a doctor. I am not telling you to do this. I'm saying do your research and speak with who you need to speak with to develop that if that's what you want to do. But the repressed emotions that come up during a fasting state, they might be intense, but if you learn how to clear and transmute them, again, you're removing the trauma, you're removing the blockages, and you're clearing yourself from the generational cycles that keep you from having the lack of happiness, the lack of joy, the lack of prosperity, the lack of abundance, whatever it is, the lack of love and validation, the lack of acceptance, the lack of freedom and self-sufficiency, whatever it is that you're not getting right now, you can clear the things that you have no idea are related to those blockages. Get it out your system and just be over it. Not once and for all, but significantly enough that if should try to come up again, you already know how to handle it, like a nugget that doesn't flush when you use the toilet. Anything else? If I think of anything else, I'll make another video. Self-concept, rewriting your story. There are things that you cannot take back, but there are things that you definitely can revise. And if you learn to revise the things that are affecting you to the point where you feel like you can't move out of a certain situation, dig deeper. You have to dig deeper. You have to do the work. You have to see yourself as more powerful than you currently do and really stand on it so that you can allow that power to show up in your life and surprise you with strength you never knew you had, especially when it comes to yourself, your needs, your desires as a person. You honestly deserve to be happy, and nobody deserves to feel the way you've been made to feel. So with that being said, have a great day. I'm done for now, and if I come back with more, I come back with more.